I mean, looking at the world of Brenden Abbott, there's such an amazing story from when he was a little kid right up until now, still being in prison in Casuarina in WA. But we wanted to kind of tell the story in the most chaotic, frenetic way while still capturing his real life and the characters around him.
Happy birthday, you fucking big bastard. That's for you.
Cheers, mate.
Right, give us that. Hello, the boy. Hello.
The people that make him who he is. So we focused on the 5 years of Brenden being on the run, between his prison breakout in Fremantle and his ultimate arrest on the Gold Coast in Queensland. And in that time, he robbed upwards of 40 or 50 banks that the police know about. And so our story is between those two times while he's on the run and everything that unfolds in between those two prison breakouts.
We regard this person as extremely dangerous to anyone who gets in his way. His actions, including sending postcards while on the run, show his complete disregard for police and public alike.
You know, on paper we're following a bank robber, one of Australia's longest-serving non-violent prisoners. It's kind of the trials and tribulations that he faces on the run, the relationships he has, the people he meets along the way, and kind of the strain of those relationships. You know, when someone is on the run, obviously the stakes are heightened. It's very difficult to even maintain any sort of relationship with family or partners or anything like that.
If you're someone like Brenden, who was abandoned by his father and then kicked out by his mother, you've got a real wild card. And you've also got someone who's trying to fight for their place in the world, and they're trying to fight for an acknowledgement that they even exist.
It's really beautiful seeing all of these different wonderful actors that they've cast bring so much humility to the roles. And I think that's at the heart of the story. That's what it is, you know, it's a very human story, and it is about relationships and the difficulty within those relationships, especially when you're dealing with prison and younger men and you know, all the violence and the stuff that comes along with that.
It's about a human being, it's about family dynamics, it's about failed systems, it's about the prison system and so many more things. So we really tried to make sure we were cracking into all the elements of humanity outside of the facts and figures.
And I think the interesting thing about Brenden is he's a really smart guy, you know. We're not dealing with somebody who's doing it for drugs or, you know, for abusive reasons, you know. I think he was a thrill seeker, and he was seeking validation that he perhaps didn't get from his own family at times. It makes for a pretty interesting sort of show.